All right, water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. You need to protect your energy because the collective emotional pressure is peaking and your intuition is about to blast wide open. So from May 25th to May 27th, the moon slips into Scorpio, sending your psychic antenna into overdrive just as Mars squares Pluto. So massive hidden tension, a lie, or an unspoken truth is rising directly to the surface in your closest connection. So someone thinks they can hide their real motives from you, but they forgot you see right through them. So let's shuffle the deck and see what the Sagittarius Blue Moon is preparing to purge from your life on May 31st. Lies detected. Can't make this up. There you go. There could be a woman that looks like this. It's pissed off that you know the truth. You're in the Empress energy. All right. So we've got the energy of fertility, of growth, of creativity, of abundance. And we have the Hierophant. For some of you, you are married or you are considering marriage or conformity, orthodoxy, a high-level commitment or a contract is important. Can you believe that? Can't believe it. Sometimes myself. So protect your energy. All right. So there's pressure. It's coming from the outside. And that's what you need to know. If that devil card comes out, you're going to have your confirmation that somebody's been working against you from the outside. Perhaps you don't feel it, but it's important to know that it's there because that could be what you are purging as well. So we'll see if that comes out. All right. So for romance, those of you that are interested in love, Venus is squaring Saturn, which brings a heavy make or break energy to your relationships. Somebody's watching, the person who has lied about you. So for singles, you're completely done with emotionally unavailable people who just want a casual hookup. And for couples, a heavy confrontation or deep conversation about emotional safety is unavoidable. So someone has to stop hiding behind a defensive wall. Right on top of that page of swords, we have the King of Cups. That's why there is a woman who is watching and is not very happy. Perhaps she knows that somebody wants to draw close to you and wants to talk to you about some kind of high-level commitment or contract. This could be about work also. Let's see, maybe we'll take another stack here. I feel like we need to completely move into that. So professionally, as it relates to your career and finances, the North Node in your fellow water sign of Pisces is highly active, and that's going to bring brilliant creative downloads about your money. However, the stars do warn you, do not react emotionally to workplace drama midweek, because someone might be trying to bait you into an outburst to make you look unprofessional. So protect your peace and stack your cash. Yeah, there's an offer coming in. There we go. Knight of Cups. And talking about cash, can't make this up. Six of Pentacles. All right, let's see. Taurus energy is significant here with the Knight of Cups. Scorpio energy is significant with the Empress. Of course, we have Venus energy, so Taurus and Libra, again, significant. Definitely somebody wanting to come make you an offer of some kind. Card flips over. Virgo energy, you could have Virgo highly aspected, or you've just been very quiet, very contemplative. Page of Swords, air energy. King of Cups, water energy, of course. Pisces could be significant as well. Doesn't have to be. So for your psychology and shadow work, well, psychologically, this weekly alignment is triggering your deepest shadow, guys. So the fear of betrayal or abandonment. There's an intense planetary alignment, that might make your patience feel paper thin. But remember, if you feel triggered, it's not a sign to attack. It's a sign to quietly withdraw your energy from spaces that don't value you. Tell us about the Empress. All right. So the person who's been watching you, this lies detected individual, the person who's been watching, gathering information, hoping they can find something to use against you, they don't seem to find anything, do they? Leo energy with the sun in reverse. They don't find anything and it's pissing them off. Why is this person so focused on you? More about the Empress. Well, it's because you're an Empress. Right under the Hierophant, we have envy vibes. This person is someone from your past who's very envious of you. I'm going to leave it under the Hierophant because I feel called to. So with the Six of Pentacles, somebody wants to make things right. Somebody wants to balance things out. Somebody has been observing you as well. Somebody has been, oh, card fell right on my lap. Toxic ties, the person who is, I don't know why it has to be this way, you guys. You know, I just work here. I'm just reading the cards. Of course, I do this for fun and for practice. It helps to keep my psychic gifts intact. If I don't use them, I'll lose them, right? My mother taught me that a long time ago. Something that we all have to work with, those of us who have particular gifts. And in order to level up, we have to keep working with them so that we can unlock greater gifts. That could be significant for someone. Somebody's name is Landon. There's something about an affair in a family, or the TV show, The Family Affair. There's also the movie Deliverance is coming to mind. You have been delivered from the hands of your enemies. Somebody's spinning a wheel. Somebody's spinning the block. Somebody's coming back around. Be careful with that. I'm getting the energy again of somebody who has lost both parents. I don't know if they were lost at the same time. I don't know if they died of natural causes. I'm sorry for your loss. And something about a significant tattoo that commemorates, I think that there are dates. I'm getting a confirmation there. There are dates on somebody's body, literally tattooed onto someone's body to commemorate their birth dates or their death dates. Somebody's mother had short black hair or short salt and pepper gray hair. She was thin. She was, I believe, a heavy smoker, could have been a heavy drinker at some point in her life. That's significant too for someone. Somebody could be in probate or was in probate, or something about a house that was left or some property that was left to someone. It has something to do with the woman with the short black hair. She had kind of a hoarse voice, but she was kind of thin. And the person whose mother this is, you're not a thin person, or you don't look anything like your mother. Or people would say, wow, you don't look anything like your mother. You must tend toward your father's side of the family. The father's side of the family was heavier, more kind of squarer shaped. Or somebody could lament, well, I didn't have an athletic body like my mother, or, you know, I'm not hourglass shaped. I'm kind of squarish like my dad. That should help you know who I'm talking about. Or this person's mother. For some of you, this mother may have struggled with alcohol addiction or something like this, some form of addiction. I'm so sorry to say that, but just know that your mother is safe. I'm picking up on a father that was a heavier set person, was kind of the caretaker around the mother that was kind of squirrely, you know, very high-strung kind of mother, okay? That should be significant for someone. Tell us more about this. What the hell is going on with this? Tell us about the Empress, or wherever you want to land, Holy Spirit, I'm ready. Wow, way over here. There's a King of Cups that is heartbroken. Libra could be significant here. Saturnian energy, all right? We're starting to get that energy. I hope we don't see the Devil card, but you know how that goes. Somebody actually read the book, The Art of the Deal. Somebody's name could be Donald. All right, here we go. All right, again, right over here under that King of Cups, the Two of Pentacles in reverse. Interesting. Because we have Saturn energy. And I mentioned the Devil, and then we have the Two of Pentacles in reverse, which is Capricorn energy. This King of Cups male, okay, doesn't have to be a water sign. It's just somebody who's kind of silent, has been silent. You haven't heard from this person in a very long time. There's seemingly no communicate card. Yeah. We have the Five of Swords flipped itself over in my hands. Aquarius energy. Okay, so there was some subterfuge. You know, there was somebody here who was evil. Somebody very sneaky. Somebody who wanted to win at all costs against the Empress. You could be the Empress and you could be this broken-hearted King of Cups. I feel that the King of Cups broke his own heart. Somebody's name is Kimberly. Somebody had a very scandalous past that's involved here. I'm not sure what that is, but I feel like if somebody were to have looked at this woman over here, the one with the tattoos, if somebody were to understand her past, or if you're a psychic and you already know what this is, you would understand that this person had an absolutely scandalous past. This is somebody who had a child out of wedlock. There's something about an absentee father, or you could be the absent father, or somebody kind of took off, or the father was not known, or it wasn't clear. This is a scandalous person. This is a person who tries to pretend to be a pillar of a community, but is not. I mean, it would be kind of, I think there's something here that if you spoke to this person or you interacted with this person, you would know. I'm going to say some harsh words here, but I'm going to say that this is a person that's kind of trash, if you know what I mean. I'm not saying that just because this is an individual who had a child out of wedlock. It's just the circumstances around it are significant because it seems to have really affected the child. Okay, this could be, all right, Page of Swords. This could be a male child that was born out of wedlock. Holy Spirit. Yeah, King of Pentacles energy. This is what the issue is. That's what the issue is. All right, let's see. Let's get a few cards here to know. Let's pull back the curtain here, right? So we're going to get a card about a hidden truth here. Something that your intuition is trying to tell you. There's a King of Wands in your energy, okay? So something that's hidden, and it has to do with the person who wants to make an offer, make something right, be reciprocal. Somebody who wants to reach out from the past, that has something to do with this broken heart, with this Three of Swords is a fire sign. Could be an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This is somebody who has had, you know, kind of a storied history. Somebody who's been kind of a player. Now, you could be even with child, and in a high-level commitment or married already. Well, hopefully it's married and then also expecting, because it seems to work better that way. Something about, okay, farm and ranch again, BLM land is highly significant here, or somebody lives near BLM land or has an association with BLM ranch. BLM land. Okay, so I'm picking up somebody's connected to a ranch, the Double H Ranch or the HH Ranch, or there's a circle around the ranch, or the ranch is a circle or is encircled. BLM land is significant here. All right, let's see. So Sagittarius energy, somebody who is now looking at you and looking at your high-level commitment, or is questioning whether or not you're in a high-level commitment. You could be in a high-level commitment with the King of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Doesn't have to be, but with a business owner or somebody who is a pillar in the community. Somebody's a good steward of things, a very generous, warm, effective, loving, very grounded person. I'm getting the feeling that for most of you, you are already in a high-level commitment or absolutely married to a King of Pentacles. And now this King of Wands is reaching out from the past. I mean, we have 3 kings here. There could be 3 people here in question. You know, we've got a King of Cups, we've got a water sign, an earth sign, and a fire sign. Okay, so the next card that we're going to pull is a financial breakthrough that's coming by this full moon. What's the financial breakthrough? Get 2 cards. Oh my goodness. Well, don't you know? We've got villain vibes, and I don't know if you should be able to see through that water. Water is significant. The ocean is significant. Somebody could be an oceanographer. Somebody could have a degree in these studies. There's a fake profile and villain vibes. And that woman, even though she's African American and this is a Caucasian woman, a white woman, in lies detected, I'm still drawn to the tattoos on the arms. Because she's, you know, they're obviously, the artist is making a reference to this tattooed arm. This villain vibes has also tattooed arms. Doesn't figure so prominently. I'm focused on that. So we're going to keep this under your intuitive hunches about this King of Wands energy. All right, this is somebody who isn't always as sincere as he should be, because even in the upright, the King of Wands, the fire sign, can be somewhat problematic. You know, it's a person who's very creative, somebody who's not afraid to take risks, somebody's not afraid of speculative ventures, somebody's a self-starter, somebody's open to new ideas, somebody's a self-made entrepreneur. But villain vibes and fake profile, let's err on the side of reserve. The reserves could be significant. I got 2 cards just fell out of my hands here. Went back to this 3 of Swords, Libra energy, 2 of Pentacles, Capricorn energy under the water sign. Yep. That's your person is married to a witch, you know, a Queen of Wands reverse, could be Leo or a fire sign, doesn't have to be. This is a person that they were having an affair with and you didn't know about them at the time. Somebody could have blue hair. There's something significant about arm tattoos again, or lights around beds, or a bed with a light, you know, being shown. There's something significant about beds with lights. I'm not sure what that is. It, you know, kind of sounds like a cheap hotel or a, you know, seedy motel. I'm going to put that over here. So that's what caused that heartbreak. All right, you would know best how that aligns, but you did not know about this. And perhaps as soon as you found out or sussed out that there was something sus, you know, you took off and you were out. All right, again, tell us about the financial breakthrough. There we go, Page of Wands in reverse. So the financial breakthrough by the new moon, something that you've been waiting for news on. That's what the breakthrough is about. Let's clarify that. Why Page of Wands in reverse? That there has not been news. You don't have good news. All right, so the challenge flies over to lies detected again. Can't take a breath without having to... You take my breath away. You take my breath away. I like the song by Queen. Freddie Mercury sang that so beautifully. Okay, I don't know where this is coming from, but your ex is connected to a cross-dresser or a cross-dresser. Oh, man, I don't want to look at this. I don't want to look at this. Please. Okay, somebody could be blackmailing somebody. That could have to do with why somebody kept up with the secret affair, or somehow there was a ghosting situation. You ghosted them, they ghosted you, or you find out about something and cut somebody off. And, you know, 9 of Cups, wish fulfillment in the challenge. Okay, so Pisces energy over here. Okay, there's a woman who's pissed off because she's trying to hold on to a man by blackmailing him with something, or knows something about him, or doesn't know that you know something about him, or maybe you know that this person is a cross-dresser, has some peculiar intimacy inclinations. Maybe this is something that you suspected, or let's see. If we see the Page of Cups, we'll know that there's, you know, kind of like a a gay situation going on. Tell us again, see if we could focus on this financial breakthrough. I know most of us are not concerned with that. We've moved on. All right, here we go. Okay, all right, now we get something. Thank you, Holy Spirit, for your consideration. The moon, something that's been hidden from you, something that is coming to light. The challenge has been trying to figure out what's wrong with the situation. All right, moon energy. Tell me more about that. I know, I could hear you guys saying, Rita, no, tell us the story. Give us the juice. The juice could be significant. Somebody's initials could be OJ. The name Orenthal could be significant. Something about domestic battery. Something about a very cruel person, a highly insecure, jealous person. An interracial marriage or couple could be significant here. Tell us about the finances. The challenge has been getting anything to move. Maybe you'll have to move for a job, or moving for a job could be significant with the Eight of Wands. Somebody's been trying to send the evil eye or was unsuccessful or tried it. A Sagittarius could be significant. Sagittarius is significant here. Eight of Wands. Something about news, something about travel, something about moving quickly. Somebody moved quickly. The challenge is moving quickly, or the challenge has been that there has been stuck energy around this financial news that you've been needing to hear. There's somebody in court. Somebody's in bankruptcy court. Somebody has been contemplating bankruptcy, but this could be a high-level bankruptcy with the Hierophant there, or something that affects a marriage is significant. Wow. Okay, hang on. That one fell over. One flew over the cuckoo's nest. There's a Page of Pentacles. Yay! Okay, so the news is finally going to come in. You should see some inkling, some movement there with that blue moon in Sagittarius. Blue moon. You saw me standing alone. All right, so somebody's standing alone. All right, Holy Spirit. Now, let's clear up this energy. Is there anything else that we need to know? Let's get a wild card. So a sudden message or event that's hitting your life by Sunday. Okay, turns right over. Scorpio energy, the illusions. I'm going to place it right over here over villain vibes and a fake profile. Somebody has been watching you. And if you people, maybe they do look up each other on the internet. I'm going to caution you against that because, once in a while you could bump into somebody's information, or they could show up in your feed, and, maybe somebody posts on Instagram 20 times a day. So inevitably there could be a connection, because of a phone number, that kind of thing, I don't know. There's something here about maybe having somebody, show up in your feed or something like this. Okay, I'm hearing this, so I'm just going to say it. The person who's a cross-dresser has been all around the world and hooking up with people in quiet spaces, or at least, out of the country that you live in. And there's an element of either ladyboy. I heard grinder, back here. I'm not too familiar with that. I have the general idea of what this is. I'm extremely conservative when it comes to this stuff, so it's not like I'm going to know it all. I sometimes try to understand. All right. I admit having had to ask my own sons, what is this and what is that, so that I can... I'm not a prude. It's just that I don't, go into spaces and places like that. All right, Holy Spirit. Oh, okay, another card flips over very gently. 2 cards. Yep, it's somebody, boy, 3 cards. Somebody sees you. Somebody wants to return to the past, but it would be like frying pan into the fire, or at least, you've already moved on and healed, especially if you're a feminine here, if you're a female, because I told you that the person from the past is represented by the King of Cups. Well, here you are showing up as the Queen of Cups and the Empress Hierophant, and you are somebody's 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups energy is obviously Pisces, heavy on the Pisces here again, and the 6 of Swords is somebody trying to come back or return or undo. In some cases, that's Aquarius energy again, but in some cases, that's somebody trying to undo the healing or trying to take back all the words. If I could turn back time, If I could find a way. All right, somebody's name could be Cher. The name Cheryl could be significant here. Hi, Cher. And in this situation, somebody would almost wish to wipe away, or Seven of Cups, create an illusion, try to brainwash you into thinking that it didn't happen that way. The song Say It Isn't So, I don't know if that's the title, but say it isn't so, it isn't so, it isn't so. All right, that song could be significant. I can't remember now if that's Hall & Oates. Daryl could be significant. The name Hall could be significant. The halls of Montezuma are significant here. Montezuma's revenge, though. So tell me, if you're already with somebody, woo! Okay. We have the Lover's card, card number 6. So wanted to be in a challenge position. So somebody in the past had to make a decision, and they made a decision that they know was the wrong one. You know, they ended up with some pissed off wench, okay, some witch who is a liar or lied about you. They ended up with the 9 of Cups. But you end up represented by the Queen of Cups and the 10 of Cups, the Empress and the Hierophant. So you are somebody's everything, or you're seen as very high value. High value assets are significant. The military could be significant. High level military operations are significant. There's a Russian spy in here somewhere. The Chinese spy is significant here. I think it was in the Earth reading. I got something about made in Taiwan. Taiwan is significant. Somebody's Taiwanese is significant. Chinese spies, spying, war games, mind games. Okay, so if you're with or connected to a King of Pentacles, I don't think it's going to take this very well that somebody else wants to come in and infiltrate or somehow get under that barbed wire, because I think you've got barbed wire is significant. Somebody could have a barbed wire tattoo on the bicep. Somebody's name could be Pamela. The name Anderson could be significant here. Something about like Pamela Anderson, right, who had a scandalous past but went on to completely change her life and even eschew makeup. You know, she barely, wears anything and is aging gracefully and refuses to conform to the way that everybody wanted her to be portrayed, as a bimbo. All right, somebody tried to portray you as a bimbo, but you're not a bimbo. I could be talking to somebody older. The 50s could be significant. All right, how is, if you're involved with somebody, let me go there, because some people are already involved in happy, steady, lovely connections with good, nurturing, and warm human beings that aren't, kings of wands. All right, so tell us, how would your person feel about that? Male or female, doesn't matter for the vibe of these readings. Oh, fuck me. Damn it. Okay, well, fuck. It's like the person from the past does not give a rat's ass or shit whether or not you're with somebody else. They are going to try, because did you see how it landed even closer? They want to have a confrontation of some kind or question. This could be a person who comes across like dad. This is a person who's going to try to come in and weasel their way and say, well, I'm just checking to see how you're doing. And, I know the collective really well, and I just really care about whether or not he or she is doing well. And, tell me about your CV. Where did you go to university? What's your experience? What's your background? Fuck off. Okay, so this person is just trying to get in because they can't handle. This is a narcissist. This is a narcissist. This is a person with narcissistic tendencies. This is like a person with an ego the size of the motherfucking moon over here. But it's challenged, as you can see. You broke their ego by not conforming to them or allowing yourself to be told who to be, how to be, when to be, what to do, what to say, because you are an empress. Nobody tells an empress what to do. The empress does exactly as she pleases. The empress in the upright has been all of the queens. Everybody else underneath, she's been everybody. So you don't just get to the empress overnight. This is a lifelong journey of becoming. You don't become an empress just because you've had a baby. That's how you become a queen, but not how you become an empress. All right. What the hell do you want here? Boy, I'm so sick of seeing this energy. Well, yeah, because this is in reverse. They are trying to suss out if you are married to someone, which I don't understand why, because we had a Queen of Wands in reverse show up, which for me is the cue to say that, you know, this person's probably married in a troubled marriage as it appears, because they know that they made a poor decision. And we've got a pissed off person over here, and we've got villain vibes and a secret affair. You know, this person, they were juggling you in some way, or were going to keep you squirreled away somewhere, try to keep, you know, like with the moon card, keep things in different time zones or in different timelines. All right, think about the moon. The moon, you know, rises at one point, and then the sun rises at the next. And now they're coming in with the Four of Pentacles, trying to suss things out because they do not want to fucking let you go. Sorry, that makes me feel animated. Somebody's an animator. Somebody could be into anime. Somebody could be a voice actor. All right, let's see. What do you want? Okay, so you're trying to not let go. You just want to interfere because you know that nobody wants you, or at least the Empress doesn't want you. And right on top of the four, yeah, this is what they want to say. They want to, this is the type of person that if they knew exactly where and when you were getting married or where you plan to get married, this motherfucker would show up, even if it would be to park in a black SUV somewhere, just to let you know that they're there. They don't want to leave your energy. They want to persist with their bullshit because this is what they see in you. They see the Four of Wands, Aries energy. Definitely that person right there. How do we get rid of you? Or what do we, how do we appease the gods? What do we do? Which incense do we burn? What crystal do we use? Boy, this is just going to grind my gears. Okay, so now we've got a curiosity. Somebody who used to have a title, who is of two minds, and could be a person who suffers from some form of mental illness or downright schizophrenia. This could be a closet schizophrenic, and this could be a person who has some issues, and this could also, even though there's two male halves here, remember that I was talking about a person who could be a cross-dresser, somebody who, you know, could have some peculiar, you know, none of my business. I don't want to know. Nobody knows. You probably know. I know. All right, here we go. Holy Spirit, Holy Angels, what is it that we need to know? There's a woman involved here. There's a Queen of Swords in reverse. There's air sign energy, Libra energy. They could be associated with an air sign or a Libra, or not at all. Just somebody that they're going to tell you they would divorce this person for you. What a load of shit. All right, nobody wants to hear this, but apparently the collective wants to hear this. Okay, so what is this? What do we need to know? I want to wrap this up. I want out of this energy. You are very strong, Leo energy. You have been able to master yourself and the beasts of burden and the wild creatures and everything. You're a good steward of the natural earth. You're a very natural, earthy person. As you can tell in the Leo card, that is the Empress. Ah, look at that. Star in reverse. Somebody wants to interfere with your healing. The card 1971 could be significant. All right, there was a challenge here. You had to overcome what you thought was a Two of Cups, and you thought wrong, or, you know, because lessons come in all sorts of packages, and sometimes we are the lesson for another person. And I truly am, and so much from you know, the complete truth in my heart, I have an understanding because I have a little bit different perspective in that I've been able to see some different things with spiritual eyes. I've been given a level of understanding. Yes, the Holy Spirit and even the angels will kind of employ us, to not say the word use, to teach other people a lesson. There's a person who doesn't want you to heal. They want you to remain. A Scorpio could be very significant here. Two of Cups. We could have, again, Cancer energy. Somebody doesn't like the fact that you've healed. They don't want you to heal. This is giving narcissistic discard and abuse. This is the kind of thing that if somebody did what this looks like to you here, this is the kind of thing that people sue each other for abuse. This is actionable in court. This person's lucky that you haven't sued them. All right. Three of Cups in reverse. You've let this go. You've let friendships go. You let a bunch of people go. You knew that there was a third party. You detected it. You sussed it out somewhere, somehow, perhaps with spiritual eyes, or you were given downloads right when it was important for you to know. And that's what started the whole cycle of teaching this person a lesson. Somebody needed to be brought down a peg or 5. All right, yeah, 10 of Wands. And it could very much have been a Sagittarius who wanted to cause you these burdens. All right. Somebody who wants you to feel burdened, somebody who doesn't want you to see your way out, somebody who doesn't want you to see the forest for the trees. Somebody's name could be Forest. And we have the Wheel of Fortune in the upright, but that's not what's going to happen. And I think that's what's pissing this person off the most, is that they can't stop that wheel from turning. Proud Mary, keep on burning, rolling, rolling. Okay, so somebody lives near a river. A river could be significant here. What else do we need to know so that we can make this go away? Holy Spirit, Holy Angels. Yeah, somebody's trying to pull strings like those 10 of Wands. There's some motherfucker trying to pull some strings to get information on you, but they can't get any because you're not giving any information to anyone, and any information that you might be giving out, you could be purposefully be giving out the incorrect information. I highly recommend this. Just make sure that the right information is never out there. You know what doesn't mean that you have to live your life in any kind of weird way. You just have to be more, digitally detox. You can have a completely public life on the internet like I do, because I've been on the internet since late 93, early 94. Okay, and you can have personas on the internet, but you don't have to give every little thing away. The older you get, the more you learn how important that is. All right, so anything else here? Can't stop because they want to chase clout. I don't know. They could see you as a rising star. They could see you as a star. You could work in the public. You could be a celebrity. You don't have to be a celebrity. You could just be somebody who's very well known, very well regarded, held in high honor, people love you. So, somebody like this just wants to chase clout. What else do you want? How do we make you go away, dude? Oh, shit, we don't? Okay, I don't know. This person's fucking pissed off and they want to come towards you to have some fighting words. And they're challenged because it's like, they're angry because they know that they owe you an apology. They're angry because they know that an apology will never be enough. They're angry because 10 of Wands later, it has been too long. Okay, so this could be, this could be 10 weeks ago. This could be anything, all right? This could be 4 years ago with the 4 of Pentacles. This could be, whatever it is. It's been too long. They took too long. Maybe when that window of opportunity for them to make things right with you, and, basically, but this is what you have to remember, guys. A narcissist cannot apologize, because a person like that would then have to admit what they did wrong. So therefore, they would have to admit to being wrong. A narcissist can't do that. They're always going to gaslight you. They're always going to try to turn it around. Even if you got an apology, I guarantee you it would be veiled. We see this all the time. This would be a person that would say, well, they would give you an apology like this. And pay attention to the way I'm going to say it to you. Well, I'm really sorry things went that way. Should have never happened. I'm so sorry you got hurt in the process. I'm so sorry that it was so difficult for you. When I said that, did you ever hear me say, I'm so sorry that I hurt you? I'm so sorry that I put you through this. I'm so sorry that I was cheating on you. I'm so sorry that I didn't tell you I was having a relationship with somebody else when I told you that I had ended that relationship with that person and you thought I was single. I'm so sorry. I'm going to do everything in my power to help you see me for who I am today and not who I was then, because I was a big stinking sack of shit at the time. No, they can't do that because it requires humility, not an overinflated, bloated ego. This could be an aging fucking player. All right, this is giving aging player vibes. Yeah, falling in love, and it fell right on you as the strength card. You don't love this person anymore. If you had any love for this person, it is dust in the wind. All we are is dust in the wind. All right? Tell us a little bit more about this person. They don't seem to care about the person that they're with or about the person that they were with, because that person only makes one appearance. It's the Queen of Swords in reverse, and that's a divorce. They don't, yeah, look at that magician. Look at that. A manipulator. Yeah, Three of Pentacles in reverse. Somebody built something up with somebody else that now they want to tear down. They want to bring it down. It's like I'm getting the walls of Jericho. Somebody built them up. Now somebody wants to tear them down. And this person is wishing to manipulate you to let you know, whether it's true or not, that they are not collaborating or working with that other person anymore. I don't know. Look at that. Queen of Pentacles. They want to marry you. They're going to tell you that they see you as wife material. So much of this feels like gaslighting, I'm sorry to say. I'm certain that for some of you, there will be very few of you. There's got to be some slim chance here that somebody could be telling the truth. The problem is that they have damaged their own reputation. They have damaged public perception about themselves to such a degree. They probably wish you'd shut the fuck up, and I doubt you're going to do that. An empress doesn't shut up. All right, here we go. An empress does not take orders. Yeah, Two of Wands. They want to tell you that they're making a decision, or they have made a decision. Red roses are significant here. Red vehicles are significant. A red Range Rover could be significant. Something about traveling around the world. Something about, oh shit. Okay, yeah, look at that. Told you. They're telling you that now they realize that the correct decision is you. And they are challenged because they know that when they dismantle a home or a collaboration or a business with somebody else, that they're going to have to part with a lot of money to make it fair. Okay, Six of Pentacles again. Can't get away from this fucking story. So Taurus energy, Libra energy there with the scales. Maybe they have to dismantle something with a Libra. We've had Libra, we've had Scorpio. Somebody could be a Libra-Scorpio cusper. Somebody could be, I don't know why I'm getting Rice Krispie treats. Okay, God, all right, let's see. Holy Spirit, what else do we need to know about this situation? I don't think you care. Yeah, challenged. Again, Five of Pentacles in the challenged position. Taurus energy again. Taurus is super significant here. And there's your Two of Wands again. They're going to tell you that they have felt so lonely and cold, and I'm just dying out here. Something about the snow. Somebody could live where it snows, and that they've been challenged to make that decision. Again with the Aries energy, with the fire energy. God bless it. Okay, so yeah, look at that. And they're going to tell you that they don't care if their family doesn't like you, that could have been some issue in the past with family feud, or somebody was involving the family, or the family got involved, or somebody's mother got involved, or somebody's brother got involved. Mother, brother, sister, uncle, dog, who cares? All right, here we go. Yeah. They want to, this was in the reverse, okay, but the way it landed, let's just kind of leave it halfway. Six one way, half dozen the other. Six of Pentacles. All right, so we have the Three of Swords. A Libra is definitely involved. They want to heal from this. They want to heal what they perceive to be your broken heart. Their broken heart is what they're trying to heal. They're probably going to have difficulty admitting to this because they were blinded to the truth. Fucking, there's a Libra that is definitely significant here. Somebody who's a Libra or Libra season could be significant here. All right, so I don't really remember, so I'm going to look at a little reference here from the Witchy Cauldron. So Libra season is from September 23rd to October 22nd. So there's a Libra or Libra season here that's significant. That's the person that they want to leave. That's the person that they want to heal from, or they want to heal with you. They want you to heal them. Oh, Lord. Okay, one more pass. I don't know. Man, I would really like to see something different. Fuck me. All right, here we go. Holy Spirit, Holy Angels, give us a parting message because we are at 44 Number 44 could be significant. You could be very stable right now. You could have really created some stability by yourself or with someone else. Maybe you went to the seaside, the beautiful seaside. Maybe you're sifting sand. Maybe your name is Marianne. Somebody plays the piano. Somebody's a pianist. Maybe you play for yourself. Maybe you play for others. I don't know. Right, let's see. Or maybe you're like me. I play a particular way. I play in complete silence, all right? But my mother used to leave me to my own devices since I was very, very little. And it really helped to heal me because I had a very loud father, to say the least. All right, thank you, Mommy, for all of that. My mom's a Taurus. You know, my mom had me in ballet lessons, piano lessons, every kind of lessons. You know, she had me sewing. She had me doing so many things. My mom knew how to keep me busy. All right, let's see. Holy Spirit, Holy Angels. My mother, she's still alive. God bless her. She's 81. She was very protective, protected me so very much. All right, poverty, 5 of Pentacles. All right, you could be struggling with that. It seems to be improving. Somebody's on the outs and they want back in. You know, I'm going to say that because they do not have wish fulfillment with the 9 of Cups energy, Pisces energy. And they're unsteady. This is somebody who took too long to do something with the Knight of Pentacles. They're irresponsible. They acted irresponsibly toward you. They were very unsteady at the time. Can we please move along from this energy? Please, I'm going to try to focus here. I'm going to have to cleanse this energy. Yeah. 4 of Wands in reverse. Somebody's divorcing, or they want a divorce, or they're planning a divorce. They could have been planning a divorce for 9 months now, or in the quiet, in the wee hours. They have been by themselves. You know, maybe somebody who falls asleep in front of a television, and then, you know, the wife comes out and is like, what are you doing out here? Oh, I'm working on something. And they think they're working on the laptop in their office, and they're not. They're actually communicating with you, or attempting to communicate with you, or they're researching how the fuck do I get out of this now? Well, that's your problem, dude. All right, let's see. Don't ask us for help. Yeah, because there is a tower that is coming for this person. It's in the challenge. Somebody's trying to avoid that tower, but the challenge is coming, or they're getting ready to bring down the walls, or something about a retaining wall. Okay, and we have volatility. There's the King of Cups in reverse. This is somebody who's a manipulator. They're trying to figure out how do they finesse you because they just figured out that you're not stupid. Somebody must have thought that you were quite the fool before. But this is the thing. You always want to be careful with the one who appears to be the most meek and mild, because we're the ones, we're paying attention. We're analyzing you. 2 of Wands in reverse. They're afraid of the changes that you're making. Seems to be disturbing them quite a bit. Perhaps they're having nightmares about you or dreams about you. You know, there's something there. It doesn't feel romantic, you know, like when I want to say, I can dream about you. If I can't hold you tonight. Yeah, they can't hold you tonight, but no, it's not like that. They're freaking the fuck out because they don't know anything about your life or the person that you're with. If you're with a person, yeah, this is what they're afraid of. The greatest fear they have is that you are in the 10 of Pentacles. And you are. Most of you already are. Anything else, Holy Spirit? Yeah, this is a person. This was a false emperor. This was a tyrant. This is a control fucking freak. This is somebody with a nervous tick. This is somebody with shaky hands. This is somebody who, like, will lose their shit. And you won't know it. Everybody else would think that this person's completely calm all the time. No, they're about to blow. That's what's happening. This is a person who could be in psychiatry. This is a person who could be seeing... you know, this is a person who could have spent the last fucking 15 years with the therapist and hasn't figured out what they need is psychology. They need to see a psychologist, but they're avoiding the psychologist because they can't handle the truth. They don't want to face it because they're a narcissist. Those are the people that avoid this. They don't want... This is the type of person who will not go to the doctor because they don't want to know that anything is wrong so that there won't be anything wrong. But it's because they don't want to go to the doctor so that the doctor doesn't tell them, dude, you need to have an assessment. Assessment? Yeah. Temperance angel, Sagittarius energy. This person... You've got a Sagittarius in your energy, or a player energy, or somebody who's just so fucking twisted over you that they're not letting you go. Holy Spirit, Holy Angels, wrap it up. We're at 49 minutes. Partnership. You are in a harmonious partnership, and if you are not in one already, a high-level commitment, somebody who you are equally yoked with, somebody warm, somebody loving, somebody kind, just like you, my water friends, you soon will be. It's upon you. Peace be upon you. Somebody could be a Muslim here. And we have Seven of Pentacles. For those of you that are not in this energy, you're soon going to be. All right, we're in summer energy here where I live in the United States. You soon will be. Your harvest is coming in. We also reap what we sow. And you stand in your integrity. Now you show up as the Queen of Swords. You are in your integrity. An air sign could be significant. A Libra could be significant. Is this the Queen? No, that's the King. Yeah, King of Swords. You're with a King of Swords. You could be with an air sign. You could be with, like I said, a business owner. This could be a doctor. This could be a surgeon. This could be, a writer, an author. This could be anybody who deals with the law. You could be with a law enforcement officer. You could be with a judge. Well, no, this wouldn't be judge. This would be more like an attorney here. You could be with a dentist. This anybody. You could be with somebody who is standing in their King of Swords power. Somebody who's honest and true blue. All right. Color blue is significant here. Yes. And now we have, what is this? Oh, this is the Empress here in this deck. There's a challenge here. Some of you may have difficulty conceiving at this time, or you have been breaking free from the things that have bound you. I really don't get negative energy. I really feel that's a specific message for somebody who's been trying to conceive in time. God's timing. Almost. Yeah, look at that. There we have it. There's the King of Wands. What does this card say? It's a narcissist. That's what you were dealing with. There's not a whole lot more I can say about this other than you know what you've been dealing with. You need to be very clear on that. It isn't going to change. People like that. Narcissistic personalities sort. This is a rabbit hole, and people think that these people can be healed. I personally don't believe this is something that can ever be healed. All right, that's me. I believe you can manage it, you can work with it, but it requires almost a team of experts at all times. Even a narcissist, if you've ever spoken to a diagnosed narcissist that understands their narcissism, they will tell you they can't be healed, and they know it. All right? Wow, hang on. I don't even know where that went. Here it is. See what I mean? They mock you when they feel jealousy towards you. This is a person that wishes they could be you. All right? This is a person that just wants you to shut up. Because you're exposing their narcissism. You're exposing their narcissistic tendencies. You could be dealing with a full-blown narcissist. I hope you're listening to me. All right? Low self-esteem. This person suffers from low self-esteem, of course, because this is a narcissist. And the person causing you negativity is an air sign. You have an air sign causing you negativity. Probably the Libra that we've seen popping up. But just know, air sign. Let's just get 3 more, and then we're going to call it good. They secretly keep tabs on your every move. Told you, Page of Swords energy. This should just be a word to the wise and a lesson, all right, to be learned. Wow, these cards just want to do things. Okay, and now we have they will play victim once they know they're losing. Okay, it has a big old typo. Somebody can't spell. Okay, so we've got once they know they're losing. All right, somebody could be Asian or Southeast Asian. Okay, they're going to try to play nice only because they know they lost. Of course, they always lose. And we have the person causing you negativity is an earth sign. There could be an earth sign. Didn't I tell you in the beginning something about the devil card? There could be an earth sign and an air sign causing you trouble. One more just for shits and giggles and shits. All right, here we go. Competition, always trying to one-up you. Well, honey, you can't compete where you don't compare. God bless you. Talk to you soon.